Good morning, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I thought I'm not the only old cookbook kind of nutcase. I love old cookbooks, so I thought I'd do a flip of this cookbook in case there's others out there that might want to look for it secondhand. Again, I picked this one up at the Goodwill clearance bins as part of my thrift haul last night, and it was part of a 3-book and a large piece of fabric $2 purchase. So this was all, in one for like two bucks. That's all I spent at the bins last night. You can get, if you have a Goodwill like clearance where they sell things by the pound, books are like 75 cents per pound. So a small book like this is just mere pennies. But I thought I would do a flip of this and see if we can find some interesting recipes. I need to move this sketchbook out of the way because I want to bring a notepad over here and maybe do, I'm just going to write page numbers down and maybe try some of these recipes over the next few months. We'll see. So Reedy River Recipes, Greenville Junior Women's League, 1979 to 1980. Good morning, Pam. And we're just going to look through selected recipes collected and compiled by members of the Greenville Junior Women's Club, Greenville, South Carolina, from 1979 to 1980. And then there's the table of contents up at the top here. So you get beverages, appetizers, and hors d'oeuvres, jams, relishes, and salad dressings, salads, breads, vegetables, entrees and main dish, casseroles, cookies, bars, and candies, desserts, and then something about membership. So we're going to start with the beverages. We have whiskey sour punch, which is 7-Up and Canadian blended whiskey, lemon juice, and sugar. Between the sheets, 1 shot of brandy, 1 shot of rum, 1 shot of triple sec, and 1 shot of lime juice or sour mix. So the Women's League was not opposed to drinking alcohol, apparently. So that sounds interesting. Let's see. We've got strawberry rose slush. That actually sounds lovely. It's got lemonade concentrate, a cup, 1.5 cups of rose chilled. I'm not exactly sure what rose is. I'll have to do some research for that one. Vodka or ginger ale, a package of frozen strawberries that is partially thawed, and then crushed ice. And then there's a recipe for party punch. Man, the party punch has 4 cups of sugar. So that's a very diabetic-friendly recipe. Not. But oh my goodness. 4 cups of sugar, 2 cups of water, 2 cups of strong tea, 2 cups of lemon juice, 2.5 cups of orange juice, 2 large cans of pineapple juice, 2 packages of frozen strawberries, 3 gallons of water, and 2 quarts of ginger ale. And it says it serves 75 generously. Wow. And then I'm not sure why down here it says, to make peeling tomatoes easier, run under very hot water 1 minute and then cool it once in cold water. There's no tomatoes in either of those recipes, but that tip is on that page. So I find that odd. I'm just going to say the names of the rest of these. Let's see. Pineapple sherbet float, velvet coffee refresher. Then we have hot mocha mix, a bourbon mixer. So they must have tried these because there's little pencil check marks. Sausage pinwheels. Okay, now we're in the appetizers and hors d'oeuvres. Or as Scott says, hors d'oeuvres. Sausage pinwheels, cream cheese turnovers. Cocktail meatballs, cheese delights, mini quiche. Scott calls quiche a perfectly good omelet, ruined and dried out. Scallops in mushroom caps. Christmas beef balls. Easy sausage swirls. Fruit salad dip. Spinach spread. I think our favorite get together with my sisters over the holidays was the one where we all just made like an appetizer or an hors d'oeuvre. And we all had a lot of fun with that one. Hot onion canape. They've checked that one. Swiss cheese hors d'oeuvres. Japanese chicken wings. Chicken livers and bacon. Now, this Japanese chicken wings, back then, before wings became the whole thing, do y'all remember you could get a bag of wings for like $2 because they were like the things they cut off and just bagged up and sold at a ridiculously low price. So back in 1979 or 1980, it would be very inexpensive to make these Japanese chicken wings. But now they want crazy money. I think it's rosé wine, not rose. Well, it could be, but okay. It could be that, Sandy, and welcome. It could be that. It just says 1.5 cups rose, chilled, but it could be pronounced rosé. Could be. But I like the idea of having a strawberry flavored like slush type thing to drink when it's this hot. Let's see. If I can get the pages to turn, it would be nice. All right. Cheese ball, finger jello. I remember the finger jello. I was in high school in 79, 80. So I was, let's see, probably a sophomore or junior in high school. And I remember finger jello where you would make it up and then cut it into squares. I don't know. Sandy might, or Pam might remember that. Sandy, you might be too young to remember that. But you would use the unflavored gelatin to make it stiffer. I haven't made finger jello in years. All right. Oriental mushrooms. Cheese mushroom canapes. That's been checked. That's been checked. The finger jello's been checked. I wonder if that cheese ball is like my mother-in-law's. No, it's not. My mother-in-law has a recipe for a cheese ball that is to die for. It's got pineapple, bell pepper in it. Oh, it's just so good. You're older than me. I am just 60. I just turned 60 in March. So I've joined your class of 78. I was class of 82. How about that? Well, we're only as old as we feel. Some days I feel like I'm 80, and other days I feel like, who is that old woman in the mirror? But anyway, I love these old cookbooks, especially for that young woman phase where I was getting interested in cooking a lot myself. And, I don't see young people experiencing that same thing like I did. But of course, I don't know that many high schools even have home ec anymore. A cucumber spread, an 8-ounce package of cream cheese, a cucumber that's grated, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. She gave it a check. Mix well and enjoy. This may also be used as a dip. So that might be tasty with like club crackers, the little like brick-shaped ones. That one we might have to try. Pineapple spread. Tuna cheese spread. The last time I ate tuna, I got very sick. So I've signed off on tuna for a while. Double cheese balls. All right. She's checked off the lady that had this book. Broccoli dip. Interesting. What would you serve it with? Let's see. It says any leftovers of this broccoli dip can be made into a good soup with a little milk added to thin it. It makes 3 quarts. That's a lot of dip. Glazed ham balls, fresh vegetable dip. That one she put a check next to. Mayonnaise, cream cheese, sour cream, grated onion, salt, dry mustard, pepper, cucumber, and radishes. Makes 2 cups. Serve with potato chips or crackers. That sounds yummy. Crab meat dip. Scott would love that. That one, we might have to, I said I was going to write these page numbers down. I'm going to put page 17, crab meat dip, because I think Scott would love that as a treat. That could be something I could make over a weekend when he's home and could munch on it. A hot artichoke spread. Herb dip. Hot beef dip. That uses that Armour spicy dried beef that Ann was talking about, that her mom would make the chip beef on toast. Hi, Angie. I hope you're feeling better this morning. Party pink dip. Okay, what makes a party pink dip? 1 envelope of tomato soup mix. Ooh, can you even buy that anymore, I wondered. So it's got an envelope of tomato soup mix, a pint of sour cream, and 2 4.5-ounce cans of deviled ham. Maybe it would be delicious. It sounds weird. Hot cheese crab spread, southern onion dip, and quick delicious dip. Let's see, what got a check? She didn't make any of those, must be. Let's see. Hot cheese and crab dip, sweet and sour dip, Dorothy's pizza rise, pound of bacon, 2 jars of pimentos, a pound of sharp grated cheddar, and 2 green peppers. Grind all ingredients and mix together. Spoon on party rise. I guess that's those little crackers with the rice bread seeds in it. Well, that's good. Oh, yeah, there was a lady that lived up in Monroe. Chutney's cheese spread. Chutney. My brain is going chutney. What is in chutney? 1 jar of chutney. Drain off excess liquid and chop fine. I've heard chutney before, but I can't remember what that's made out of. Tangy cheese pot. That's another one that Scott would probably like because it's got cayenne pepper in it. Let's see. Hot chip dip. Shrimp dip. Spinach dip. Ham rolls. Okay, she made the ham rolls. Vegetable soup dip. All right, here's another random tip. To give gingerbread added flavor, use corn oil to replace other melted or liquid shortening. Those are like just so random. Hi, Mark. Eternity, cheese puffs. We're going through this old cookbook. Cream cheese crescents. The Falls cheese balls. Gazpacho with sour cream. Crab broccoli soup. Cream of broccoli soup. Okay, random tip. To cut onions without tears, freeze or refrigerate onions before chopping them up, or try peeling them under cold water. That's a very random tip on the bottom of a page. All right, now we're in jams, relishes, and salad dressings. The Reedy River Roquefort, I'm probably saying that wrong, dressing. I don't know what Roquefort is. It says you need a half a pound of it. Does anybody know what that is? I will have to do some Googling. Let's write that down and I'll look it up. ROQUEFORT. You're never too old not to learn something new. Rhubarb jam. Here we go. Ripen green bananas or green tomatoes by wrapping them in a wet dish towel and placing in a paper bag. Okay. I'm not seeing any checked recipes here. Sharon's poppy seed dressing. Ooh, Scott loves that poppy seed dressing that, Rofer is cheese. Thank you. It's a cheese. Thanks, Sandy. Poppy seed dressing. Let's write page 29 down. I might have to try that because Scott loves that poppy seed dressing that they put on the Wendy's strawberry pecan salad. So if I could find a dressing that I can make myself, or is that pomegranate? That's pomegranate, isn't it? That's a pomegranate, not poppy seed. That's okay. Cranberry relish. 90-day pickle, sweet and crisp. No corkscrew for the wine bottle. Just run hot water on the neck of the bottle. Heat expands the glass and makes the cork pop out. Ooh, I think that could get exciting. All right, now we're in salads. Hot chicken salad casserole. Interesting. 2 cups of diced chicken, 2 cups of celery cut fine, green pepper, mayonnaise, pimento, grated onion, lemon juice, cream of chicken soup, almonds, 2 eggs boiled, chow mein noodles, and half a cup of American cheese. Mix all your ingredients except for your cheese and noodles. Place in greased casserole and top with the cheese and noodles. Bake for 25 minutes at 350 degrees. I'm not sure about that one. Here's a hot chicken salad here. Delightful chicken salad. Frozen fruit salad. Copper carrot pennies. I've heard of those before. I'm not seeing any check marks. Asparagus salad. Marinated green beans and onion salad is up here. Mandarin orange salad. Oh, and we have a tip. Since most recipes call for both salt and pepper, keep a large shaker filled with a mixture of both. 3/4 salt and 1/4 pepper is a good proportion. Now, that's something I never thought of doing. Just mix the salt and pepper together and put it in a separate shaker, and then you can just shake on the mixture. Never would have thought to do that. Crab meat salad, green salad. Okay, the green salad, she says, to top with grated cheese. Whoever had this book, she really liked cheese because I see that add grated cheese handwritten in. It's interesting to see which ones that she tried. A snappy fruit mold, frozen salad in muffin tins. Interesting. Frozen salad in muffin tins. Oh, she's got a check here. There's a side recipe here. Whipped cream mayonnaise. Whip 1/2 a cup of heavy cream. Fold in 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Makes about 1 1/4 cup. So that's how you make whipped creamed mayonnaise. You add 1/2 a cup of heavy cream, and then you after you've whipped the heavy cream, you fold in 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. That would make a very tasty way to get a little bit different taste in a macaroni salad. Let's write page 36 down here for the mayo recipe. I might do that for something over the weekend. Frozen salad in muffin tins. spinach salad, and then there's an apricot salad here. My grandma would have loved that. She loved apricots. I have never gotten to where I cared for apricots much. Orange applesauce salad. That's one of those that you use. So it's a jello salad. It's the ones, let's see, orange applesauce salad has orange jello, those little marshmallows. It says 14 marshmallows, celery, crushed pineapple, and some applesauce. And then we have spiced peach salad, gourmet salad on the bottom here, and something called dream salad. That one has sour cream, crushed pineapple, orange sections, coconut, miniature marshmallows, and pecans. What's the one that Shoney's used to do that was green and it had the little mini marshmallows? Was that what they called Watergate salad? Y'all remember Watergate salad? It used to be so popular when I was coming up. All right, tips. We got some tips. Wait. To remove corn silk, dampen a paper towel or terry cloth and brush downward on the corn cob. Every strand should come off. Oh, they'll have fun. The Cheesecake Factory place is awesome. All right, here, garlic cloves will never dry out if you store them in a bottle of cooking oil. And after the garlic is used up, you can use the garlic flavored oil for salad dressings. That's a cool tip. 40. Ever Ready brand muffins. Beer bread. My son likes to make beer bread. You use Bisquick for it. I just don't like beer, so anything that's got even that kind of smell or taste of beer, I just don't. Let's see, sour cream rolls. She tried it. It's got a little pencil mark there. Sausage spice cake muffins. You use a box of spice cake mix and a pound of sausage. Fry your sausage and drain thoroughly. Mix cake according to directions. Add your sausage to the cake mix and bake in muffin tins. Interesting. I would never think to take a cake mix and add a pound of sausage to it. That sounds very odd. And we have a tip. A rib of celery in your bread bag will keep the bread fresh for a longer time. Cheesecake Factory is kind of on the pricey side as far as eating out places, but it's very good, very tasty. Blintz Bubble Ring. Apple muffins, pineapple carrot bread, sweet potato muffins, Mexican cornbread. So they put ground beef in this Mexican cornbread. And you need 2 packages of Martha White cotton picking cornbread mix. I don't know if you can still get that or not. I know that Martha White puts out a cornbread mix, but I don't know if they have the cotton picking cornbread. But eggs and milk. Interesting. Oh, freshen stale bread by wrapping in a damp towel and placing in the refrigerator for 24 hours. Remove towel and heat bread in the oven for a few minutes. Interesting tips. All right, vegetables. She just put a check by the vegetables. Tomato stuffed with flounder fillet. Squash fritters. Let's see. Squash and apple bake up here. Broccoli casserole. That one's different than my mother-in-law's. And then we got a tip. Fresh eggs are rough and chalky in appearance. Old eggs are smooth and shiny. There's a tip. Where have you been? I have not seen any of your posts for a long time. Are you talking to me? I have just not felt like doing YouTube this summer. I don't know what it is. I think Mary's suffering with it too. We'll get our mojo back. I just haven't been on very much. Curried rice with pineapple and yummy okra fritters. Interesting. None of these are getting a check mark. Potatoes Dijon. Green rice. Okay, the green rice has a check mark. Never heard of green rice. And then we got a tip. When eggs are stuck in the carton, just wet the box and the eggs can be easily removed without cracking the shells. Garlic cheese grits. Scott would like those. Says a roll of garlic cheese. I don't know that I've ever seen a roll of cheese. Maybe they mean like in the deli area where they've got those. I'm waiting for the chicken pie recipes. Oh, I think I actually have a chicken pie recipe on my food blog, my blog page. I don't share that very often, but I have a family favorites recipes from Life for Us. My blog is lifeforus.blogspot.com. Hi, Mina. We're just flipping through this book, this cookbook I picked up. Sweet potato crunch. This is similar to what my mother-in-law makes, but the topping doesn't have pecans in it. It just says a half a cup of nuts chopped and or a half a cup of oatmeal for the topping. You mix up brown sugar, margarine, flour, and the nuts, and you put it on top of the sweet potato. I prefer a crunchy topping over marshmallows. I can't stand the sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows on top. It's just too sweet. I don't like that marshmallow flavor, although you are adding brown sugar when you make the crunchy topping. It's just a whole different texture, I think. Hi, Teresa. Oh, we got a tip. We got some tips here. We read that one. These random tips are kind of fun to find. Perk up soggy lettuce by adding lemon juice to a bowl of cold water. Let lettuce soak in the refrigerator for an hour. Now, I do, most of the time, I'll put my lettuce in with some apple cider vinegar, and that cleans it and gets the lettuce to perk up a bit. Potatoes Prague, sweet potato surprise, oriental bean casserole, carrot balls. No tips. Baked rice with almonds, spinach casserole. Oh, we got a tip. Lemons warmed in your oven a few minutes before squeezing will yield more juice. That's interesting. I never heard of that. Golden potato casserole, cauliflower with shrimp sauce. Scott would like that. For fluffier omelets, add a pinch of cornstarch before beating. Chinese marinated vegetables. Oh, we got a long tip here. Egg whites can be kept frozen for up to a year. Add them to a plastic container as you collect them for use in meringues, angel food cake. 1 cup equals 7 or 8 egg whites. You can also refreeze defrosted egg whites. I don't know if that's true or not, because I thought once you defrosted anything, you really needed to use it. I would just freeze it in the 1 cup amounts, or even just half a cup amounts. And that way I'd know. There's a bean casserole. That looks like the one my mother-in-law actually does in a crock pot, where you put all the beans together and then you add onions and bacon and brown sugar and vinegar. My mother-in-law does that in a slow cooker. She doesn't do a casserole. Peas continental, French bean casserole, vegetable topping. Interesting. So this is a topping you can just put on top of vegetables. Store whole lemons in a tightly sealed, water-filled jar in the refrigerator. They will yield more juice. Entrees and main dishes. Okay, here you go. This might be where we find the chicken pie recipes. Shish kebabs. This is a side story. When my grandmother and I would come down here to South Carolina to visit my mother, we would fly Delta Airlines. And at that time, when you flew with Delta, you would get your lunch and they would have shish kebabs and a salad and that kind of thing. Now you get nuts. You don't. Do y'all remember traveling and getting the full meals? They would come around and you could get nuts and a beverage, and then they would bring out your lunch. You'd get lunch on the plane. And those shish kebabs, those were like my grandmother's delight, because she probably only flew maybe a half dozen times in her entire life. And yeah, I can't believe everything costs so much and you don't even get a meal. Beef tips. No tips on that page. Sherried beef. Broccoli chowder. Oh, here we go. Before you open a can of soup, shake it well and open it at the bottom end instead of the top. The soup will slide out nicely. So like your cream of soups, if you shake them good and then open them from the bottom. Fisherman's fried salmon. Okay. Fisherman's fried salmon. A can of salmon, a cream of celery soup, crushed cheese, crackers, milk, and juice of a lemon. Combine all your ingredients, pour into a buttered casserole, and bake for 20 minutes or until firm at 350 degrees. Yields 4 serving. That sounds interesting. Might want to try it. Zucchini bake for when everybody and their uncle's trying to, give you zucchini. And I'm sorry it's not staying in focus well because I keep moving it. Before measuring honey or other syrup, grease the cup with cooking oil and rinse in hot water. Chicken cheese bake. This one is kind of a chicken casserole. 1 8-ounce package of egg noodles. 1 recipe of mushroom sauce, which is down here. Creamed cottage cheese, cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, and 3 cups of diced chicken. Interesting. Stuffed meatloaf. Oh, let me tell you, I got another side story. Sorry. Last night we decided, because Wednesday's usually our date night where Scott and I go out for a meal. It's midweek, the restaurants aren't packed, and we can get in and out and not feel rushed. We went to a local restaurant, and the special of the day was meatloaf. And Scott got the special. And I got baked ham, and then I wished I'd only gotten vegetables. I didn't want any meat last night. But anyway, they bring it out, and the guy goes, "Ooh, who got the delicious meatloaf?" And Scott, I said, he got the meatloaf. So they set it down, and he said, "Ooh, you're going to enjoy that." And Scott said, "I hope so." And he took one bite, and he says, "Well, it's not your meatloaf." I was like, "No." And it's kind of strange. It looked like a brick of meat. It didn't look like it had any, I add onions, bell peppers, celery. I add a bunch of vegetables to my meatloaf. And this meatloaf, he said it looked like it had rice in it. And then on top of it, I mean, it was dense. It didn't break apart like mine does or anything. The slice just was like a brick. On top of the brick of meat, there was It looked like diced canned stewed tomatoes that had just been poured on top and like this thick layer. It looked like canned tomatoes. He said, "Well, I'll never get that again." I said, "I think we better stick with me meeting." Must have used the right. Yeah. See, I use I'll put an egg in, beat the egg and add it to the meat mixture, and then I use saltine crackers for my binder. And it makes such a light, kind of fluffy meatloaf. So yeah, lesson learned there. Deep dish pizza, plantation supper. For the longest time, Scott hated casseroles. You use bread and eggs. Yeah, I've used bread when I've been out of saltine crackers. Here's a beef and rice cabbage rolls. Ed's meatloaf. Let's see, what does Ed do for his meatloaf? He's got ground beef, sour cream, onion soup mix, an egg, uncooked oatmeal, and salt. Ed, I think I'll pass. Here's Grandma's casserole. Now, this is the kind of recipe that Scott said, get that cookbook because that'll probably have Grandma's recipes in it. So I can tell him there's a Grandma's casserole in here. Beef and tomato paisano. Is that how you say that? Paisano, paisano. No tips. Marinated shrimp is up here. Broiled fish with deviled cheese. All right. Ooh. Thaw fish in milk. The milk draws out the frozen, stale taste and provides a fresh caught flavor. I've never heard of that. I might have to try that because we get flounder. Oh, that's got to be a sweet cookbook, Teresa. I'd love to see it if you want to do a flip of it. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, not my kind of meatloaf either. Crab meat or shrimp quiche. Again, we go back to Scott saying quiche is an omelet ruined and dried out. So I won't be making that. Here's a quick quiche Lorraine. Won't be making that. Unless I have my sisters over because they all like quiche. Golden autumn chowder. It sounds hearty. It's got round steak, potatoes, rutabaga, cabbage, carrots, onions, parsley, vinegar, salt, sugar, pepper, bay leaf, and water. Oh, I might have to try that. See, I love rutabaga. Scott, not so much, but I grew up, my grandmother would dice potatoes with rutabaga and cook them together. So the potatoes kind of took some of the sharpness away from the rutabaga and made it really good. There's another quiche recipe. Shrimp quiche. Here's a broccoli and chicken casserole. 2 packages of frozen chopped broccoli, 2 cups of diced cooked chicken, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, cheddar cheese, breadcrumbs, lemon juice, curry powder, mayonnaise, and melted butter. Combine all the ingredients, bake in casserole for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Dieter's quiche. Well, it would all be dieter's quiche for Scott because it would all go straight in the trash. Pork chops and sour cream. He hates quiche that much. I really think so. Black Forest pork chops. All right, she's tried this. Chicken cashew casserole. And this one, she said you need to dilute the can of mushroom soup. She said to dilute it. It didn't say that on the original recipe. It must have been too thick for her liking. Oh, and this is one she added cheese. She just wrote cheese. Whoever owned this cookbook. I love her little notes. Chicken crunch. Oh, you use a can of chow mein noodles and water chestnuts. I was wondering where the crunch came in. That's where. Chicken divine, Divan, 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 or is it Divan. I've heard of chicken Diane. Chicken and rice, Mexican style. Chicken souffle. Chicken casserole. 1 whole chicken cut up. Uncooked minute rice. Celery soup, golden mushroom soup, chicken bouillon, hot water, onion, and margarine and salt and pepper. Chicken with green peppers and cashews. All right, here you go. To prevent your bacon from curling, dip the strips in cold water before frying. Never heard of that one either. Hi, Mary. Baked sesame veal cutlets. Marinated flank steak. I'm loving the little tips that are hidden in here. Beef kebabs. Sausage casserole. There's the beef kebabs. Cheese casserole. I knew she'd have a check by that one because she loves cheese. Whoever had this cookbook. A cheese casserole. 1/2 pound of sharp grated cheese. 8 slices of bread, crust trimmed. 3 to 4 eggs. 2 cups of milk. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. Pepper, butter, optional. Layer your bread, buttered if you desire, and cheese in a casserole. Repeat layers. Beat together eggs, milk, salt, mustard, and pepper. Pour over the bread and cheese. Chill for 1 hour or overnight. Bake at 350 degrees for 35 minutes and cut into squares. So that's kind of like having cheese toast in a casserole. Cheese and egg souffle. Oh, we got a tip. Let's see. What's the tip? Ever try to get roll sausage out of the package only to find half of it stuck inside? Try running cold water over the paper before you remove the contents, or let it sit in ice water for a while. You know, like Jimmy Dean sausage, you always end up with all that sausage that's caught in the end of the roll. Interesting. Cookies and bars and candies. All right, now we're in the diabetic friendly set, I say with a great amount of snark. Peanut butter fudge. That's made with the marshmallow cream, so that's a short and quick fudge recipe. Crunchy pecans. Sherried pecans. Peanut butter cookies. I was thinking of peanut butter cookies the other day. Have a sick child? A lollipop makes an excellent tongue depressor when checking for a sore throat. Okay. Christmas cookies. Igloos. Brownies. Chewy bars. Date nut dreams. Applesauce cookies. Grandmother's icebox cookies. Springerly cookies. Springerly. They have eggs, sugar, grated lemon rind, flour, crushed anise seeds, 3/4 of a cup of crushed anise seeds. Beat eggs and sugar until creamy. Add lemon rind and sift flour and gradually turn out onto a floured board and knead until smooth and shining. Roll out dough to about a 1/2 inch thickness and then roll with springerly pin to set design. Oh, so you have to have one of those rolling pins that have like that design, like little squares, like a Swedish design, I guess. Oh, that would be awesome, Teresa. I would love to see it. Apple rum squares. They got a recipe for rum sauce here. Oh, if a necklace chain is knotted, put a drop or 2 of salad oil on a piece of waxed paper. Lay the knot in the oil and undo it by using 2 straight pins. It should unknot easily. All right, carrot cookies. And then we have here, fresh cut flowers will last longer if stems are always cut at an angle underwater so no air bubbles can form to stop the free flow of water into the stem. I do that when somebody sends me flowers or I get flowers. I take it to the sink and I get the water going, and I'll just put the stem under the water and cut it at the angle and immediately put it in fresh water. I never use that packet of stuff that comes with a bouquet of flowers. I never use that little packet of stuff. I know if you want to keep tulips fresh, just put a little bit of vodka in the water. It helps tulips last longer. Praline squares, orange balls. Oh, she must have really liked that one. It got a full-on circle right here. Millionaire cookies. Oh, it's got candied pineapple and candied cherries in it. Oh, I bet that's delicious. Reedy River bonbons. It's got dates and walnuts in it. Now we're into full-on desserts. Red velvet cake. That's my mother's favorite cake. And it's got the proper frosting, cream cheese frosting. All right. To remove a hem crease, sponge material liberally with white vinegar and press with a warm iron. Now that comes to mind. I think that was a trick my Aunt Nellie would use when she would buy like cotton shirts at like a thrift store or yard sales, and she would use that tip so that she'd get rid of all those creases from hems so she could use it in quilts without having any marks in it. Mandarin orange cake, Jewish nut cake, pistachio coconut surprise, chewy caramel delights, whoopie pies. There's the filling for the whoopie pies. Raspberry fondue, Swedish apple pie, strawberries Devonshire, tea time tassies, chocolate yummy rummy, or yummy rummy, brownie pie. I wonder if that's like derby pie. Hi, Safia. All right, here's a tip. Place a piece of chalk in your jewelry box to prevent costume jewelry from tarnishing. That's interesting. Red, white, and blueberry delight. I actually remember that being in a Better Homes and Gardens magazine. The strawberry pie. I remember these. I think you whip, let's see, they used a small package of strawberry jello, frozen strawberries, Cool Whip, and vanilla. This one's different, but do y'all remember the strawberry dream pies where you'd get that dream whip? It comes in package and you would just mix it with, I think, milk. We never got Cool Whip. We always got Dream Whip because it could be stored longer because it was dry. And it's like a powder and it comes in a box and it comes in little packets inside the box. And that's what we would have for whipped topping instead of Cool Whip, or making real whipped cream, because, we didn't want to remove a lot of heavy cream from the milk that we sent to the dairy, because that would reduce the price of the milk that we got for selling them. Anyway, dairy farmer issues. So we'd get that. And what you would do is you mix the jello up and then you whip it with the Dream Whip. And it would make like this light pink fluffy filling, and you pour that into a graham cracker crust. Have not done that in years, but I do remember it. Cherry, oh my goodness. Clafouti, Clafouti, Clafouti. It's got pitted black cherries that come in a can that's been drained,
Then Kirsch, brandy, or bourbon, 2 tablespoons. Flour, salt, eggs, milk, butter, and cinnamon sugar. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Glazed cheese cake puffs, lemonade cake, fruit pies. Oh, we got a tip. Hang on. When pan frying or sautéing, always heat your pan before adding the butter or oil. Even eggs won't stick with this method. I do that all the time. The first thing I do when I come out in the morning is I turn the burner on under the cast iron pan. Then I go over and I make coffee. And then after I get the coffee set up and going, the pan is warmed up, and then I start the bacon. I need to try the trick to get the bacon so it doesn't curl. That was an interesting tip. I'll have to go find that one again. Delicious strawberry pie. Wonder if it's like Shoney's. Shoney's does that strawberry pie. We still have a Shoney's here. Most of them have closed, but we have one. But we haven't been in years. We haven't been since they went to a buffet restaurant. Back in this time period, you would order a meal from Shoney's, and then they all went to the buffet, and it's not good. We just don't care for buffets because we just don't. Children allowed to go to the buffet. I know that everybody wants them to learn how to do it, but they are at the buffet level and they'll sneeze right into the food, and it just kind of grosses us out. So yeah. Delicious strawberry pie, coconut cake. My mother-in-law's coconut cake is to die for. It is so good. Coconut sour cream cake, Mama's chocolate icing. Oh, she circled shoe fly pie. Super pecan pie. Pecan. Don't say pecan. Pecan is what English peas are in. Pecan. It's pecan. Cheesecake. Easy lemon pie. Oh, that's the one that you use that Eagle brand milk. I don't like that. I like the shiny yellow lemon meringue. Oh, that sounds gross. Glue cake. I kid you not. It says glue cake. Oh, nope. Lemon chess pie, rum butter sauce. That makes me think of Anne of Green Gables when she went to get the rum sauce and there was a dead mouse in it. Old-fashioned egg custard. Oh, I love egg custard. Miracle custard pie. English sherry trifle. Oh, you make a boiled custard. Oh, that's so good. Strawberry lemon curd pie. Got the recipe to make the lemon curd so you don't have to buy it in a jar. Lime pie, grasshopper pie. Lemon coconut cake. They use a cake mix for that one. Cheese chess cake. It's got cream cheese in it. Snowball donuts, raspberry ice cream ring, and Jiffy chocolate torte. And then these were the members of the Junior Ladies Club. And the scene on the front cover of this cookbook is a view of a rock bridge over the Reedy River in Cleveland Park, Greenville, South Carolina. The sketch was done by Beth Zerega. Calligraphy was done by Martha Reed. Both women are club members. Then you got some handwritten stuff in the back here that I can't even read. Blue pencil for eyes inside. Lip lock pencil, natural color. Under eye Vaseline, blue eyeshadow. Moisturize plus light lavender base makeup and eyeshadow mix for eyes. Blue pencil for eyes inside. Oh, that sounds like that time period, 1970s, early 80s, with the blue eyeshadow business. So that was the Reedy River recipes. Did y'all find that interesting? If you did, I'll do other ones. If not, we'll skip it. But I thought it was a really cool cookbook, and it's from where Scott was born and raised. till he was like, I think 8 years old, and then they moved to the Columbia area when his father was transferred down here with the phone company. So yep, here you'd get told that that's wrong, Safia, because pecan is what English peas come in. That's a pecan, a can of peas, pecan. So that's all I'm going to share. It's 9 o'clock, and I thought the tips were very interesting that were kind of randomly dispersed throughout the cookbook. So I might go back and pull some of those out and maybe put them in my book of. It's kind of like an ideas book, but it's different. All right. So I love old cookbooks. If y'all don't mind me doing a flip, I'd love to share some of my other cookbooks that I have. I find them really interesting, and you never know, what you might come across in one of these. And if you guys heard of a recipe in there that sounded interesting to you, just let me know, and I can make a copy and send it to you. All right. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.